Yo, what's up, guys? We're here with the semifinals tiebreaker game one. It's a doubles OU game between Miltank Milk and Croven. I got my boy Jonathan, aka Ezrael, aka semifinalist of finalist. My bad. I always think of finalists.
No, it's all right. Let's talk about this game though, because I think this is actually really interesting. So I've seen Croven play roughly one game with this team against Stacks. He takes the standard Metagross core team, the Incineroar, Feeny, Metagross, Mungus, you have your Fire, Water, Grass, you have your strong Mega.
Yeah.
Zappos. And normally you have Landorus in the last slot, but he chose Chansey instead. Really sure what the point of that is.
Well, I mean, when you have all these thick Pokemon that don't die to one hit, I guess just Heal Pulse spamming plus rocks. But I do feel like Landorus gives you a little bit more.
Landorus gives you a lot of aggression that you can take the team with, but this is a lot more of a defensive version, and I'm interested to see how that'll pan out, considering that Miltank Milk has a pretty offensive team.
I feel like the pattern that's been this SPL is anybody with Chansey usually ends up with late game Chansey, and they lose because of it, because it can't do anything in the end.
Dude. I brought Chansey against Enosh, and I beat him with late game Chansey, and I brought Chansey against Vespian, and I beat him again.
I'm talking about the ones that I saw, I think, last week. Our guy was using Chansey, and we're not using Chansey, was playing versus Chansey, and ended up putting him back. My boy.
Enosh just he's Chansey has to do. There are certain games where Chansey's really good in the mid game, and certain games where it's not. But let's look at what's going on here. The problem that Croven has is, I think when I watched one of his testing games, I'm not sure he had rocks on his Chansey. That makes it really tough for him to do.
Yeah. Especially because, Volk is really, really annoying in this game, too. I'm assuming Volk is similar to how it was in doubles. In VGC with Rage Powder type thing. But I also could think it'd be Quiver Dance as well.
I'm expecting Quiver Dance.
Yeah, especially with Misty Terrain. Dude, if this is potentially Quiver Dance Volk plus Heal Pulse Feeny, isn't that almost over immediately?
So the problem here is, so I want to switch Volcarona out.
Okay.
Here. Because the double is so juicy. So the Stomping Tantrum plus Flare Blitz onto, say, a Bug Z Volcarona is what I'm expecting. Bug Z on this team, because I think Bug Z is really powerful. And so I
go Lando typically.
So I'm expecting Volcarona to switch out into Landorus, because Croven has Stomping Tantrum, Flare Blitz into the Volcarona, and that just kills it if it goes for Quiver Dance. And I think, considering the relative strengths of the team in response to that, so it's support Volcarona. That changes a lot.
Oh, and Nature's Madness immediately into Chansey too. Knockoff. We do see a Mago, so straight up support. Interesting. I really do think that an offensive one, obviously would have put in more work here, especially with
you probably want Fake Out or some sort of support to set it up. So it makes sense that it's a not offensive version. Nature's Madness means that the Feeny might have Taunt. Probably doesn't have Protect.
Ooh. But he doesn't bring it out, so more than that was still a free Lando at that point, because if he doesn't have Taunt, Chansey's going for soft boiled anyway. You get in. His lack of Lando is really, really apparent right here as well.
So Landorus, Zapdos should come in on the Incineroar slot. Chansey is Toxic. Okay, but just goes for Feeny. Interesting. I'm not really sure why. I guess Zapdos only has Heat Wave. As its coverage move. So Croven wants a way to be able to pressure the Landorus, looks at Miltank Milk's team, says you have Kyurem, you have Kartana, you have Tyranitar, you don't want 4 physical attackers. He also has no Earthquake resist besides Landorus, so he knows that's special.
Do you think Croven is going to pull the Amoonguss switch, which is arguably the safer switch, or is he going to go the Incineroar because it covers the Kartana double? Oh, ally switch, okay. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Really strong.
Ooh, and with Kartana in, that is huge. Misty Terrain does fade. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Feeny come back out, though it would activate potentially the Berry on Zapdos. Obviously, I don't know if static or pressure is usually ran. I'm just thinking static. So I'm just thinking in terms of that. You want Kartana to have free.
I think so. Here, I think you just If Landorus has U-turn, I just want to U-turn and Leaf Blade the Fini. So like get the Landorus out of there.
Oh, boom, boom.
He moves
Tailwind. Ooh, that is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to not like it because it railroads you in, but it's going to be really strong here. Fini definitely can't take a crit Leaf Blade.
Yeah.
So here he might want Muddy Water accuracy drop on the Kartana, and that's really Spadef invested.
Muddy Water did nothing, yeah, even if spread. Of course, the fake out's going to come out, but it gives Kyurem potentially the free as well. But what item is Kyurem running if it's not Z?
So I've run Life Orb Kyurem. Here it looks like it's an Assault Vest variant. I think that no, it should be offensive because otherwise Melting Milk doesn't have great ways to abuse the Tailwind. Because Fini's not offensive, Volcarona's not offensive, but just switches out into TYRANITAR.
I mean, the fake out was definitely coming out, and yeah, I think the double into Kartana was also kind of anticipated because Kyurem, while it's a threat, can't OHKO anything, and it is technically threatened by Moonblast.
It was reasonable. Yeah, I don't know. I think there was space to go for a Fusion Bolt onto the Incineroar. Crit did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
This game just feels like really strongly in Miltank Milk's favor.
I feel like anything on the Fini side is going to die, right? Because you would...
Well, you double it?
Yeah, because I would double into Fini slide because Leaf Blade is really obvious, right? So my two options are either...
If you double into the Fini slot, then if Metagross just like doesn't protect, Ice Punch goes for like Ice Punch on the Kartana, then you're going to get really punished.
That's true.
Leaf Blade like probably doesn't KO Incineroar, and yeah, so Melting Milk notices that, brings in the Volcarona to set up Rage Powder Tailwind.
I like this. I really love the positioning of doubles. It's
yeah,
like in VGC, I started understanding it as I was playing, but doubles is just a whole different ball game. It seems.
Okay, so he switches out because of fake out Hammer Arm. Okay, I guess he was predicting Hammer Arm from the Metagross and wanted to play it safe around that. Kartana is really good against Kroven's team, and he wanted to preserve the damage. This Incineroar is pretty much dead now.
And this Lando is still again the reason I was also talking about Lando as well is because Landers can typically, like you said, offensive pressure, but also defensive pressure as well. Like if Zapdos comes in with no, it's not going to get Misty Seed. It gets weakened. Earthquake is essentially free type of thing.
It's not Earthquake. It's not Earthquake.
It's Earth Power. Earth Power. Okay.
Yeah.
Earth Power.
So Special Landorus is actually really common in Doubles OU right now because there are so few good ground immunities. So you never have partners to Earthquake next to. So on Charizard teams, I often run like Scarf Physical Landorus because it's really strong. But look at Miltank Milk's team; he can't Earthquake next to anything.
Yeah.
Second Tailwind.
Ooh. So Incineroar to be sacked on Metagross's side because obviously protect. I don't think you would make the. Wait, is this? Do they run Stone Edge plus Rock Slide? I've used some Tyranitars in both.
No, I'm expecting it to be Crunch.
Okay.
Ooh. I was not expecting Stone Edge plus Dragon Dance.
The DD pressure is really interesting too because this is the Incineroar's last switch in, so no more fake out as well. Like you could burn out Protect, but with Rage Powder plus Tailwind on Tyranitar's side. Yeah,
you can just DD again here. So what does Volcarona do? Volcarona goes probably for
Struggle Bug?
Switch into Tapu Fini.
Oh, Tapu Fini makes a lot of sense too because it avoids the Toxic from potentially.
Yep.
I like that.
Well, no, so we know Chansey doesn't have Toxic, I think, because it's Soft Boiled Wish and Ally Switch.
Is it Seismic Toss?
I would expect it to have Seismic Toss because Krogan has his own Fini. But he switches into Tapu Fini anyway. Fini's just strong.
Yeah,
I don't like the switch into Fini though, because I feel like it doesn't do a lot to the Metagross switch in. So Chansey wants to switch into Metagross here. Or Ally Switch to heal the Incineroar. I think Incineroar might have Protect to enable it?
Well, I mean, regardless of even if he switches it in, he still has that DD. Isn't Stone Edge plus Crunch like free? Or Stone Edge plus Moonblast free anyway? Like even if he Ally Switched or did anything...
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Crunch was really strong there.
Yeah.
Just kills Metagross. This game's looking like a wrap. Nothing Krogan has, so you have to go Metagross here, and then you have to. Then you want to engage in the 50-50.
One
So what you
second,
want
I'll be
to,
right back.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
take your
just
time.
keep talking to them. I just gotta get
So what you want to do here is you want to go Metagross and like potentially try and fake out the Tyranitar with Ally Switch. Mix them up, try and get the damage in. But just goes Tapu Fini instead. I think Krovan recognizes that he doesn't really have a lot of options and is kind of just hoping that this Tyranitar isn't
my door ring. But
yeah, of course.
so yeah,
So saying that Krovan should probably go Metagross and like try and like bait Miltank Milk into playing a 50-50, but he went Fini instead, and I'm not sure I like that because with Nature's Madness, this Fini really could have Heal Pulse. And if Miltank Milk's Fini has Heal Pulse, then there's no way to take out this Tyranitar.
Yeah, that's Tyranitar wins, just straight up.
Even out of Sand, it takes a Moonblast. I think I want to use Tyranitar right now for kind of like a tempo, like to be aggressive with it as opposed to saving it for later, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of chances to get a second DD up.
Yeah.
And what you can do is you can kind of like bait your Kartana on the Metagross next time it comes in, make it -1, and then your Volcarona and Landorus outspeed.
Card is interesting.
Stone Edge the
Fini, yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Just to kill it, but Krovan gets nice Calm Mind, but Kartana's in, so.
And Kartana ignores Rage Powder? Is that
yeah, so grass types all ignore Rage Powder.
Yeah, okay.
That was a change in Gen 6.
Yeah, I slightly remember that from playing.
Yeah,
but...
it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I like the kind of unique type advantages.
This is tough because not only that, but Amoonguss can't Spore. Yeah, this is really tough, and I feel like you crunch into that and you Leaf Blade Fini, and I think it's relatively free. Because
I would have switched out Tyranitar, but okay.
Ooh, foul play.
Actually, ran foul play Amoonguss this SPL. The idea being that like Amoonguss can normally never touch Kartana, and you want to be able to hit it for like more than 0 damage.
And it helps with versus Metagross too. Yeah, I like that. That defense drop means crunch is free onto Amoonguss side
crunch
too.
Kills, for sure. And so Krovan goes in Chansey to try and protect it.
Ooh, calls it and gets the DDs to get the boost. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was super necessary, but going for it is reasonable.
I feel like because Krovan is so much in the back too, but in a sense that he doesn't have an aggressive play that will actually pull him back too.
Yeah, there's nothing. He picked a really defensive team. So the real problem I had with Krovan's team when I saw this was they picked a really defensive team and then didn't put Stealth Rock on it.
Yeah.
I think that's a big misplay in like the current metagame.
Ooh.
And so, okay, I like that play a lot. So Miltank Milk recognizes the only thing Krovan can do here that's at all like offensive is go for Ally Switch to protect the Zapdos, and almost certainly to go for Tailwind or something like that. Miltank Milk matches the Tailwind in case he gets the Ally Switch read wrong. I disagree with this, and he Stone Edges to prevent Static from activating. I think that's actually pretty smart. I was thinking about
back
switching
to Fini and Crunch,
into like to enable the Crunch, and now he does that when he has Tailwind control, Speed control, and nothing from Krovan's side is going to add speed. It is just
and this is it. Like, I'm pretty sure Edge is gonna smack this Fini too. Though it's what, Mago Berry or Wiki or whatever.
It's probably Wiki Berry. The berries are effectively all the same. They're like pretty much the same item except for small differences. But yeah.
Oh, that's a.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that crit did not matter at all. Right back.
It's in range for a second crit. This game is over as hell. There's nothing that Krovan can do against Kartana Volcarona in the back.
So since you've pretty much decided that, who did you have at before the game started? Before you saw team preview, who did you expect, or how did you expect the game to go?
So doubles is kind of volatile, not necessarily in like luck-based senses, but you can definitely pick a good team matchup and then just kind of play consistently. I thought that the Ruiners picked this matchup because they were confident in it. Krovan has beaten Miltank Milk the last 2 times they played. If I had known that Krovan was bringing this team, I might have been a little bit less confident. But last night when he asked me to practice, I was doing an arena run.
Okay.
Stone, and so I was watching him play, but like I didn't really comment. He had changed up his team like 3 times, so I thought he would have something a little bit stronger. I'm really not a fan of Mega Metagross personally. I feel like it's always just way too strong on paper and way too weak in practice. And Miltank decides not to. Okay, so that's Assault Vest damage. I think you run like Assault Vest or Z or Misty Seed or Life Orb, and it's not Misty Seed, it's not Life Orb, and it's not.
Is there no situation with crits that Metagross can win? I think with crits it can, because everything like Kartana's at 16. Misty Terrain is up for at least one more turn, so Volt can't be.
No, so the problem here. So I guess Fini can like can take another Fusion Bolt, but here I was honestly just fine going for, you know, Earth Power the Metagross, Fusion Bolt the Fini, and you get to keep Fusion Bolting the Fini. Well, so what you do is if Fini is in range for Fusion Bolt, I'm not sure it is, but what you could have done is you could have Earth Power Fusion Bolted, sack Landorus, and yeah, Miltank decided he didn't want to. It seems to be deciding that he doesn't want to have 100% chance to win, but this is like perfectly fine. So what you do is you Tailwind. No. How do you not throw?
Because you need to have Kartana to kill Fini, right? That's what it looks like he's going for.
Yeah. So
Earth Powers into Fini, Tailwinds. Okay, the miss didn't matter. The miss didn't matter at that point.
Miss didn't matter considering that Landorus didn't get KO'd.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Or the accuracy drop either. So he just Earth Powers into Metagross, yeah. And
okay, so I guess Volcarona, yeah, you struggle bug there because you don't need the fire move. Because struggle bug is 100% accurate. Yeah, that was just a beatdown. So I think the real problem was not like in the way Krovan played, but in the options Krovan gave himself.
Yeah.
So let's look at, so how do we say, yeah, so if we look at the number of switches that...
both of them were, where they were doing no stealth rock to punish it.
Ton of switches, because you have to against Krovan's defensive type of team. But Krovan didn't have stealth rock. He had the Wish Ally switch combination, which I think is really mediocre. I think that when you run Wish Ally Switch, you know, sure, it full heals the partner if you switch the sides in. What I was saying on the turn when he had the potential to Ally Switch his Incineroar, if his Incineroar had Protect on turn 14, he could have Ally Switched and protected with Incineroar and healed it to full, and maybe that would have been good enough.
Could have made a difference too, like having an Intimidate pressure as well.
Having Intimidate, Fake Out, it's insane. But Krovan forwent the potential of having Stealth Rock on his Chansey to have, you know, a little bit less powerful to have, you know, Wish Ally Switch, and it ended up really not paying off.
And this is really interesting too. This game in a sense is really interesting too, because this was one that was arguably favored for the Ruiners, as you mentioned, and because the Scooters are up 1, and Lavos and Ojama are actually playing right now, and Black and White is they're literally doing tiebreak today. Everything's being done right now. That's why I'm actually about to go hop in a call. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm happy. I'm actually about to hop in a call with Blunder, but it's really interesting too because that one is arguably 51-49 Ojama to Lavos, right?
So it could just be done here.
Exactly.
And, you know, I honestly was hoping for the Ruiners. Sidumas was on the bigs, and, you know, there's a little bit of a bad blood after mid-season. But go have fun, man.
Yeah,
I'm sure this will be a fun game to watch.
Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you joining me. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll link my boy's Twitter down below. He is a very intelligent player. And thank you just for being on the channel.
Yeah, thanks, man. Peace out.
All right, catch you guys later. Goodbye.